seen those Uber billboards up on the interstate and on the turnpike that are advertising, hey, have you been hit by an Uber, or were you involved in an accident with an Uber? Call us and we can get you big money. My name is Kweku Darfoor of the Darfoor Law Firm. We practice personal injury throughout the state of Florida, and our main office is located here in Fort Lauderdale. Today, I'll be discussing with you how and some challenges when you're involved in an Uber accident, whether you're riding in the car as a passenger or you're hit by an Uber driver, right? So some of the things that a potential settlement of an Uber claim can hinge on are the severity of your injuries, okay? Now, just because you were struck by an Uber and the Uber is carrying $1 million policy does not mean that, hey, you've entitled to recover $1 million, right? You have to have legitimate injuries that were either caused by the driver of the Uber, doing something reckless, doing something negligent that caused you to suffer those injuries, right? And those injuries should be some severe injuries. Now, we're not just talking about, hey, my neck hurts, my back hurts, I'm in pain, I get a neck brace or something. I mean, usually you're talking about some severe injury such as something that's permanent, life-altering, such as some kind of procedure that you have to have, or some kind of just, life-altering damage that you can't live with, and it makes your daily chores unbearable, right? So that's just one of the, right? Another way to get a huge settlement from an Uber accident is if you have a permanent disability or disfigurement, right? Permanent disability means, hey, I can't function the same way anymore for the rest of my life because of my shoulder. I can't utilize it anywhere. If I lift it too far, it pains, or I just cannot lift it that far, so I can't reach for certain things. Maybe I can't drive or something, and that's permanent. Well, you can imagine what kind of toll that's going to take on your lifestyle. You're going to have to get help, services from somewhere, and that's going to be costly. And then also just for your quality of life, how that's going to change. So having a permanent disability or disfigurement, let's say you have a permanent, scar on your face and you're a model, that's entitles you to a huge recovery, right? Now, the next thing that can bear on the amount that you can recover in an Uber accident is the negligence of the Uber driver. If you're going along and you just happen to be in an Uber and the Uber driver does nothing wrong, well, you're not going to recover from the Uber insurance necessarily, but you're going to recover from the other party. But if the Uber driver, let's say, was on their phone texting, or took their eyes off the road, or looked behind and was talking to somebody in the back seat or something, well, they're going to be found to have contributed to that accident, and likely is going to be their fault in total, right? And so their insurance that they have through Uber is going to have to kick in. So the negligence of the Uber driver can really impact the value of your settlement in an Uber case. Another issue in evaluating an Uber case is the insurance limits of the third party, right? That's at fault. Third party meaning the person that the Uber driver was involved in an accident with, whether that person caused the accident or contributed to the accident, what kind of insurance policy that person had. Unfortunately, in Florida, as I've been doing this in the last 9 years, I've seen almost half, 50% of Florida drivers are driving around uninsured. And then there's still another percentage that are driving around underinsured, right? They may only cover the state limits. Like Florida requires you to carry certain insurance, and the state limits are only 10,000 in PIP. A lot of people think, well, the PIP is going to entitle them to a recovery when a third party causes, but no, PIP only accrues to the person that bought it, that's paying for it. So it covers their medical bills. It doesn't even cover your medical bills. So if you're driving here in Florida and you're involved in an accident with a Florida driver, there's a 50% chance. That's why I always tell you, this is a bonus. Make sure that you have UM coverage on your policy. If your insurance agent does not talk about this with you, they are not doing your service. You want to make sure you ask them about UM policy coverage and make sure that you include that when you go to renew your insurance policy, okay? It's very, very, very important. I've seen so many instances where folks don't carry that and they've had a tragic accident, tragic injuries, and there's nothing I can do for them, right? So the last thing that is going to impact on an Uber accident is the available insurance coverage, right? For all parties that are involved. How much in coverage is available through the private driver insurance of the Uber, through Uber, and through the third party. All that available coverage, if you're in a very serious, severe, life-altering accident, you can likely trigger all three of those policies, okay? If you like what you heard today, if you think that what I shared with you today provides some value, please go ahead and click the subscribe button right there down below. And if you think that you have a case that we can help you with, go ahead and fill out the form below, or you can give our office a call, or you can email us as well. Thank you. You guys have a great day.